Blessed love to one and all. This is the Honorable Priest Isaac, co-founder of Rastafari Experience Antigua. For almost 2 decades, I have been advocating for the preservation and development of our national treasure here in Antigua, Green Castle Hill. For those who have read my ebook, Anu, Ancient and Modern, you would know of the importance of this hill, Green Castle Hill, that has countless of megaliths that align with the movements of the astronomical clock. This is scientifically proven. Although my organization has been mandated by the government of this land and the Department of the Environment to manage and oversee the development of this hill, Green Castle Hill, we are still humbly asking for your signature on our petition to stop the destruction of the hill as it's being used as a quarry site. This petition can be seen on petitionsite.com. Green Castle Hill. We of Rastafari Experience Antigua have also recently launched a GoFundMe page under the caption, Preserve and Protect Green Castle Hill. As we are the official custodians of this project, we are asking you to also visit our GoFundMe page and avail yourself of the information that we have placed there, which will give you a better idea of our plans for the future. Besides preserving the hill, our intention is to create a community that will connect the ancient history of Green Castle Hill with the generations in this modern time. As this unique national treasure has been totally forgotten about for a while, we now intend to beautify it with trees and plants that once covered the hill. We will be preparing a park for nationals and visitors to come and enjoy the scenery. Cottages, conference rooms, and the like will also be established to create an atmosphere conducive to visitors. In short, we are preserving this national treasure and giving it the respect that it deserves as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean. Green Castle Hill, help us to preserve this gem in the Caribbean. Blessed. Blessed love, oh, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie'S. You're definitely with us here in the Tiger's Nest. And Rastafari speaks for sure. This is the time where we elevate. Hey, yes, I'm going to be touching upon the name of Haile Selassie I in the Bible. Yes, just as the title says. You know, ones have asked that question over the years. I mean, is Haile Selassie's name in the Bible? Why are you praising Haile Selassie? I can't find his name in the Bible. And I've heard ones even bring to the forefront a rebuttal in the sense that Haile Selassie's name was once in the Bible, but it was taken out. So that's not the angle I'm going to come from. I'm going to come from the angle that I know of. And yes, I am going to show you Haile Selassie's name in the Bible. I will tell you straight off, some of you will not agree because it's not going to be straightforward. It's going to be on an esoteric level. It's going to be on a level that is allegorical, a mystic level. We're going to be dealing with anagrams, you know what I mean? So the level of understanding, yes, we deal with anagrams and technograms, you know, the movements of letters and numbers, and that is what will be taking place here this evening. But before we go into that, I know you just witnessed for yourself that ad as it's dealing directly with our GoFundMe page. Yes, we have launched a brand new GoFundMe page directly dealing with the preservation and the protection of Green Castle Hill. Straightforward, I should tell you that everything was said in the ad, but just for clarity, as you know, it's almost 2 decades now that we have been advocating. And when I say we, the members of Rastafari Experience Antigua, advocating for the protection and the preservation of that hill, Green Castle Hill. And we have reached to a point now where we are the custodians and the managers and overseers of the development of such a hill at this moment, literally, officially. And this is why we now we are advocating to the international community to see the vision that we have. All you have to do is visit the GoFundMe page. All the information is there. In fact, the link is in the description below this video. You just go into the description and press the button, and it will carry you straight to the GoFundMe page. And basically, what we'll be showing you is exactly what we intend to do as it relates to the development of Green Castle Hill. And even that short ad you saw a while ago, which we will touch again at the end of this video, that gives you basically in a capsule exactly what the mission is. And let me say, for those who have the book Anu, Ancient and Modern, you could see it right here on the screen. That's the book Anu, Ancient and Modern. And this book, this is an ebook, by the way. Some of you have this already in your archives. The book Anu, Ancient and Modern. On the cover, you could see this concentration of megaliths here. This is in an area of Green Castle Hill known as the Eternal City. All of these rocks that you're looking at here, these are volcanic rocks protruding out of the earth, aligning with the astronomical clock. As I said, if you have the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And even if you don't have the book and you are a listener to the shock of the hour, the mystic vibration, Rastafari speaks, whatever the case is, once you're with us, you know exactly what we're talking about. A chapter in the book is basically livicated, or as they say, dedicated to Green Castle Hill. It shows the mystics of the hill itself. You have here natural thrones also growing out of the hill, volcanic rock aligning with the stars, the movement of the sun. You have the phallic stone here. Also, you even see a picture of Morro Imbert. This is the astroarchaeologist that came to Antigua in the early 2000s and did the study on these keystones. She is the one that wrote the report showing of these stones alignment with certain astronomical movements. In the back, you see the mountains that resemble the pyramids. This is Green Castle Hill here, and it's going all the way down there. It's like a large expanse. I'm talking about acres of landscape, and basically filled with megaliths, filled with these volcanic rocks that align with the heavens, you know. So you could just go in the description below. And let me say as well, if you don't have a copy of the book Anu, all you have to do is email us, priestisaac27@gmail.com, definitely to order your book Anu, Ancient and Modern. And I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't remind you that we have an official bundle that is still available, where you get 3 ebooks, or 3 official ebooks, which is Anu, Ancient and Modern, The True Biblical Land of Israel. This is it, The True Biblical Land of Israel. And of course, our brand new, this is our brand new ebook. I don't know if you don't have a copy of this as yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. This is the answer to the questions, man. If you really want to comprehend how the heavens connect with reality and how the heavens connect with theology, this is the book that you need to have. I'm talking about The Heavens Declare the Glory of God, Rastafari, and the Cosmos. And we are giving these 3 books for a special right now. You have The True Biblical Land of Israel, which is 20, and the Anu is 20, and The Heavens Declare the Glory is 20, but we're giving you the 3 books. For listen to this, only 50 United States dollars, $50 for the 3 book, plus, I'm not done, plus you'll be getting a whole month's worth free of the Shock of the Hour, which is our radio program, the Shock of the Hour, which is our monthly radio program, our nightly radio program, pardon, but you can get a monthly subscription, but we are giving you a free subscription for the month. So every night you'll be getting a brand new radio program. Not like this. This is not the Shock of the Hour. here at the moment. Well, you may be shocked this hour, but this is not our radio program, The Shock of the Hour. We're live and direct right here on YouTube. But for all of this, and even to get more information, all you have to do is email us, priestisaac27@gmail.com. All right. Now, as we were speaking of the whole aspect of the name of Haile Selassie I. Now, let's be clear here. If you know me, you know that we deal with the whole aspect of symbolism. That is basically our lane, symbolism. That's why we unravel things. Listen, what about the program we did last night on The Shock of the Hour? Well, for those of you who listened, or those of you who are subscribers that get the program every day in your inbox, via the email, you would have heard that program that we were dealing with as it relates to the number 11, the number 22, and the number 33. And we took a long time to delve into the mystics of the number 33. We even aligned it with this year, Marcus Messiah Garvey, 133 years old. We aligned it with him being 33 at the time when he rose the red, black, and green in 1920 on the 13th of August, which represents today as well. So we are showing that alignment, the 13th of August. This is 100 years since the red, black, and green is risen, man. The 13th of August, also aligning with but Krishna's birthday. Krishna, the god of the great black, who also lived to be 33, just like the Christ lived to be 33, and Krishna being born at the same time as the red, black, and green, and Marcus Garvey was 33, the god of the great black. Remember, the Olmec calendar began on the same 13th day of August, so everything is well aligned and perfection is here. So that is what we are talking about. We unravel the science, we unravel the mystery, and the Bible is such. Even within the Bible, there are a lot of hidden codes. The Bible is a book filled with hidden codes. This doesn't necessarily have nothing to do with King James, but even their Bibles have some underlining code as well. In the ancient language, you have the hidden codes because some of these hidden codes are coming from its origin, which is the Medu Neter, which is the original hieroglyph writing. All right, we're not going to spend too long on this here this evening. All right, let us get our Bibles out. Let me be clear here, a lot of this is just going to have to do with comprehension, And I don't even have to ask. When we're done with this, some people are going to say, oh, come on, man. That you don't want us to swallow that. Well, no, I don't want you to swallow nothing. The truth is the truth, and it's not an offense. Okay, let's follow here. This is the book of St. John's, chapter 1. Let's read from verse 20. Okay, wait, let's go to verse 19. And this is the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, who art thou? And he confessed, and denied not, but confessed, I am not the Christ. Okay. And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the Christ. Okay. And they asked him, what then? Art thou Elias? This is very important here. They asked John the Baptist, art thou Elias? And he said, I am not. You hear what he said? What did he say? I am not. Okay, you sure? All right. Art thou that prophet? Which prophet? Elias. And what did he say? And he answered, no, I am not. Okay, all right. Then in verse 22, then said they unto him, who art thou, that we may give an answer to them that sent us? What said thou of thyself? And he said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Isaiah. And they which were sent were of the Pharisees. And they asked him and said unto him, why baptizeth then thou then, if thou be not that Christ, nor Elias, neither the prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, but there standeth one among you whom ye know not. He it is who cometh after me, is preferred before me. He it is who cometh after me, is preferred before me, whose shoes latchet I am not worthy to unloose. These things were done in Bethabara, beyond Jordan, where John was baptizing. Okay. Then it said, the next day John said, Jesus coming unto him and said, Behold, the Lamb of God, which take away the sin of the world. Now, remember, he just said, I think everyone can, coordinate with this. He just said that he is the one in the wilderness that cometh, said, make way, make way straight, the way of the Lord. He is the one that should be crying in the wilderness. And now we see that he is pointing, because he's telling you that he came to baptize with water. But there's somebody else that you're not paying attention to that is coming here. And he personally is the one that is coming to baptize you with the word of the ever living. And he came now, he the John, came and stood to be a witness of the Son of God. All right, fair enough. Now, what is interesting when he said he's not the Elias is because in the same scripture, the Christ himself, they were asking Christ now, if you are the Son of God, where is the Elias that is to come? That is the important point here. So what we have here, we are dealing directly with Elijah and Isaiah, but the scripture referred to them as Elias and Isaiah. Now this is very important. Remember, Isaiah is really the Old Testament Elijah. So in the New Testament, remember the New Testament is said to be translated from the Greek language and the Old Testament from the Hebrew language. So Elijah is the Hebrew Elias, which is Greek. I think everyone can agree with that. And Isaiah is the Greek word for Isaiah. So this is why we refer to, not we, but ones would refer to the Christ in the Bible as Jesus, because that is the Greek version of the Hebrew Yehoshua, or how it would be written in the Bible, Joshua. If you were to call Joshua's name in the New Testament, you would read it as Jesus, Moses and Jesus. But it's really Moses and Yehoshua are Moses and Joshua. That's why Noah of the Old Testament, when you speak of Noah in the New Testament, Noah is referred to as Noe, which is the Greek version. You get it? So Elias is the Greek version of Elijah, and Isaiah is the Greek version of Isaiah. Now, whatever the case is, some theologians say, well, John the Baptist lied because, John the Baptist is not perfect and these different things. But you see, the Bible is a mystic book. And you may say, lied? What are you talking about? They clearly asked John the Baptist if he was Elijah. And he said, no. Were you that prophet? And he said, no. But yet still now, when they asked Christ, so if you are the Christ now, remember Elijah was supposed to come before you. So where is he? And he was the one that tell them he has come and gone. That's when they done kill John the Baptist. He has come and gone. John the Baptist was Elijah. He clearly said that John the Baptist was the Elijah that came before him. But when they asked John the Baptist if he was Elijah, he said no. I think we all know that, But I'm not here to rumble over the inconsistencies of that. I'm going to show you the science. Remember the John the Baptist figure is the Elijah in the allegory, because he says Elijah shall return and turn the hearts of the father unto the children, and the hearts of the children back unto their father. And yes, he shall come before the great and terrible day of the Lord. You understand? So here we have now, with understanding, that is why you got to understand how you read the scriptures, you know, especially when you try to make it a history book, point blank, totally, you know what I mean, date and time, you will lose it. Because there's obviously a science here. Sometimes you're reading of Joshua 2,000 years ago, and sometime in that same scripture, you're reading of a future Yehoshua, because it's a highly coded book. Now we know, and this is for those that know, that Elijah represents John the Baptist, which is Marcus Garvey. This is not just biblical. We can break this down to the Anpu. That's why Anpu or Anubis has a lot of the characteristics of the John the Baptist, because the John the Baptist figure is symbolic of the Elijah figure, the forerunner figure, the Marcus Garvey figure. That's why Marcus Garvey, the Olmec figure, all of these figures fit the type perfectly. You comprehend this? So the forerunner figure now, the John the Baptist, look, here comes the Son of God. Now, interestingly, you know, Isaiah is a very key character, because Isaiah in the Old Testament is the prophet that's considered the messianic prophet, the one that speaks of the Messiah to come. That's Isaiah. In fact, Isaiah, like Elijah, is considered to have ascended. There's a book in Ethiopia known as the Ascension of Isaiah. Isaiah is the individual that refers to the Christ as Emmanuel. On 2 occasions, you find Emmanuel in the Bible 3 times. In Isaiah 7 verse 14, in Isaiah chapter 8 verse 8, pardon me, chapter 8 verse 8, 8 and 8. Remember last program we were talking about 88. So Isaiah 8:8, Isaiah 7:14, and when I say previous program, the previous shock of the hour. So 2 places in Isaiah you see the word Emmanuel, and it's mentioned the 3rd time in the book of Matthew, Matthew chapter 1 verse 23, 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? 10:23, 1, 2, 3. So it's mentioned in 7:14, Isaiah, 8 verse 8, Isaiah, and Matthew 1:23, 1, 2, 3, mentioned 3 times, 1, 2, 3. The word Emmanuel 3 times, a Trinity. All of that is heights, decoded. 88, the constellations in the heavens. 7:14, that's the cycle of the moon, the rhythm. 7 and 14, 21, 28, the cycle of the woman naturally, and Matthew 1:23, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So I'm showing you now that Isaiah is a very key figure. He is a Christ-like figure, at least the messianic prophet, and one that was ascended as well, just like Elijah and Enoch. And interestingly now, his name is mentioned here in a very key aspect. Thou Elias, which is Elijah. I am the one in the wilderness that came to speak before the Son of God that Isaiah spoke of. So between verse 20 and 23, these 2 names come up, Isaiah and Elias, which is Elijah and Isaiah. Now I'm going to show you, and remember, this is our ancient science. This ain't no play with words. This is a science that we are accustomed to. Now, what I'm going to show you is that we are going to take the word Elias and Isaiah, and spell the name Haile Selassie. Now, before I do that, you could see it already. Before I do that, let's make it clear here. Again, if you notice, we didn't just grab any 2 names. We didn't search the Bible all night last night and say, man, I need to find 2 names, maybe 3. If you get 4, that can work. And we're going to try to unscramble them and see which one of them can spell Haile Selassie. How long you think that gonna take you? Unless it's some sort of divine spirit working through. And remember this story now. It's not just an old story, it's the story of John the Baptist, the forerunner of Christ, and Elijah and Isaiah, which is Isaiah. Just pick it up good. Isaiah is a key figure, the one who mentions Emmanuel twice. He's considered as the messianic prophet more than any other prophet in the Bible. Elijah is the one taken up in the whirlwind. Look for me in the whirlwind, the same Elias that shall come before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. John the Baptist for sure came before the day of the Lord. Maybe that day wasn't great and dreadful, but for sure there's still the same science, the same Olmec spirit. That's why they chop off John the Baptist's head, and some ancient Rastaman will tell you is his head they take and play football first. But the Olmecs are known to be the originators of the football and the rubber ball and the rubber game by the hero twins. You see how the science well connected because you're dealing with mythology, esoteric levels, and allegory. So everything here is in perfect line up perfectly, perfect synchronization. That's the word I was scoping for there. So let's look at the word Elias and Isaiah. Okay, let us begin. First of all, we're going to take the letters out and take them from Isaiah and Elias and create the word Selassie. First of all, number one, let's deal with Elias. And we take the S from Elias, you have S. Let's take the E from Elias, you have E. Let's take the L from Elias, they have the L. Let's take the A from Elias. So we have the A there, we have Selah. All right, Elias is left back with an I. Before we trouble that I, let's go to Isaiah now, which is Isaiah. Let's take its two S's. It has two of them. All right. Since we're on Isaiah, let's just take its I and then its E, and we have the word Selassie. Now, what are the letters remaining? The letters remaining are A, I, A. A, I, A, when you put them, whichever way you put them, A, I, A, you're going to get Aya or I. So from the word Elias and Isaiah, you get the name Selassie I or Selassie Aya. Now, keep in mind that you have nothing left over as far as any letters. All the letters are used up. I will repeat again that we didn't just grab any two names out of the sky. These names definitely correlate with each other and the story that we are bringing forward as it relates to Messiah Garvey, John the Baptist. That science that we have talked about for years and we have put it together, it is being exposed here. All right, look at Elijah now. Elijah is Isaiah in Hebrew. Now, many people will argue. Up to yesterday, I was on a radio program and somebody called in and said there's no J in Hebrew. All right, look at the word Elijah. Let's assume you take the J out of Elijah. Take the J out because there's no J in Hebrew. And look at Elijah and turn the word back to front. You will get the word Haile. Haile is Elijah spelled back to front, at least without the J. So what you have here is the name Haile Selassie'S without one letter remaining, nothing remaining. And you got this name from three names. Talk about the power of the Trinity. You got this name from three names and not any old three names. As I said, we didn't lose no sleep trying to find three names in the phone book to put Haile Selassie together and come and try to impress you. This is a divine expression, divine unraveling. This is God Almighty showing the mystics of himself in the Bible. And I will tell you, it is years we already unraveled this, but we just decided, since people said they want to see Haile Selassie's name in the Bible. And trust me, this is one of the cases where it's not everybody that have eyes. I mean, those who have eyes should really see, because it's not written as plain, but as we say, read between the lines. What's between the lines? Blank paper. It's more than meets the eye. This is more than meets the eye. You got to be able to unravel it. You know, the Bible is coded. I'm sure many of you have read the book by Michael Drossin, The Bible Code. If not, you've seen the History Channel documentary or the Discovery Channel documentary, whichever one of those media houses was pushing that documentary when the book came out. Within the Bible, the hidden codes and the hidden names of many different peoples and the history and the dates aligning with them. We have to do a program on the Bible code again. It'll give you a better understanding of what I just did here a while ago. But again, before we seal it up, keep in mind, it's not any old three names. The story and the alignment of the story is perfect to what we are speaking about. Plus, we didn't have no letters left over, to the point that we could take the Greek version of Elias and take the Hebrew version, which is Elijah, take out the odd letter, which is J, and turn it around, and you get the whole name of Negusa Nagas without a letter left over, the whole name of Haile Selassie, Haile Selassie. Give thanks. Holy Emmanuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Remember, priestisaac27@gmail.com. For sure, definitely to get the copy of your book, Anu, the biblical land of Israel, the true biblical land. And of course, we're talking about the heavens declare the glory, Rastafari and the cosmos. Yeah, definitely give thanks. Blessed love to one and all. This is the Honorable Priest Isaac, co-founder of Rastafari Experience Antigua. For almost 2 decades, I have been advocating for the preservation and development of our national treasure here in Antigua, Green Castle Hill. For those who have read my ebook, Anu, Ancient and Modern, you would know of the importance of this hill, Green Castle Hill, that has countless of megaliths that align with the movements of the astronomical clock. This is scientifically proven. Although my organization has been mandated by the government of this land and the Department of the Environment to manage and oversee the development of this hill, Green Castle Hill, we are still humbly asking for your signature on our petition to stop the destruction of the hill as it's being used as a quarry site. This petition can be seen on petitionsite.com, Green Castle Hill. We of Rastafari Experience Antigua have also recently launched a GoFundMe page under the caption, Preserve and Protect Green Castle Hill. As we are the official custodians of this project, we are asking you to also visit our GoFundMe page and avail yourself of the information that we have placed there, which will give you a better idea of our plans for the future. Besides preserving the hill, our intention is to create a community that will connect the ancient history of Green Castle Hill with the generations in this modern time. As this unique national treasure has been totally forgotten about for a while, we now intend to beautify it with trees and plants that once covered the hill. We will be preparing a park for nationals and visitors to come and enjoy the scenery. Cottages, conference rooms, and the like will also be established to create an atmosphere conducive to visitors. In short, we are preserving this national treasure and giving it the respect that it deserves as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean. Greencastle Hill, help us to preserve this gem in the Caribbean. Blessed.